Wassail people, here I am in the hermit hideaway. Oh, it's so beautiful here, so incredibly beautiful. There's a window there. I really wanted to have the sea in the background, but then you can't see me or the cards, we're just a silhouette. It's very early in the morning. I woke up about 5:30 and I've been for a walk on the bay, on the beach, that feels like it's just mine. There's nobody else there. I've been for a swim, and this is going to be my first reading as such. I did flick a few cards the day I arrived, and they were just talking about the need within the land to heal itself. Not so much a need, but actually a sense that the land is healing if you stick with the magic and keep going through that dimensional frequency. More of that later, I'm sure. The sea this morning, it's spar blue. It's unbelievably clear. It's absolutely jammed, chock-a-block with seaweed of so many colours that it's like every time a wave forms, it's like in the curve of the wave, it's like a frozen but moving paperweight of Matisse collage cutouts. Unbelievably beautiful, and I have to thank so many of you for making it possible for me to be here. It honestly, it feels so special, and as I'm speaking the sun's now coming out. The sun, it's been a bit cloudy all morning and there's a small island in the distance that I can see, and I'm walking on the beach this morning. The sense of magic in the air, you can almost taste it, because there's nobody here really. There's a house very far up on the hill and there's a house further up the road, but really it's just this wonderful bay and the house with me next to the sea, and it's so magical here. And as I was thinking how incredibly magical it is, the sun illuminated the little island that I can see ahead of me, and it all lit up green and orange as all the cliffs showed their colour. It was so magical. So thank you everybody who watches this, because your donations, no matter how tiny they are, they're all another piece to the jigsaw puzzle that helps me to do this. So thank you, honestly, thank you. So can we have a reading please, because I'm going to try and keep the readings a little bit shorter for the moment, because the upload speed here, being so far away, is hours. So I might have to put things on to upload overnight. So what do we have? Please, what do we have? What do we have? What do you want to tell people about this magical, magical bay? The sun's getting brighter just out the window. So we have 3 cards. So we're moving into Virgo season. Well, we're in Virgo, but what I mean is we're moving into the notion. I know a lot of people will be like, not more, but we're moving into the territory of looking at ourselves. The bells, I didn't do the bells. Let's have the bells. Right, those bells are, they were huge. They told me to ring them harder each time. It's like the energy of cleansing has to go out there. This is very Neptunian energy. Deep. It's like the last push. Look, the interesting thing about Virgo season is Virgo is all about hermit mode. It's all about just that moment as autumn for a lot of people will set in. I'm not saying everyone in the world, but the notion is that you're setting into the internal work. Okay, so you're looking inside at your sacral that we've been working on. Now is the time to actually just start to release those things, because when we hit October or Libra season, that's the scales of justice, that's balance returning. So we begin with the luminous warrior and actually the hunter. They're coming as 2 cards, 3227. And you'll notice on the luminous warrior, it's sacral, you know. So we are all searching for our luminous warrior. What is our luminous warrior? Because the hunter card reveals a lot of interesting information. It's not just about hunting, but it's hunting around 4 things. There's a figure, and he has a little tiny beaked nose, like he's beginning to sniff out his spirituality. There's a bear hiding over his shoulder that he can't see. And it's not about hunting the bear to kill. It's about hunting around for your personal power. That's what this card is talking about. Seeking your personal power. There's the moon. Now, we've got a full moon coming in Pisces on the 2nd of September. So that's very soon. This card has also got hidden within it there's a heart chakra quite low down, but there's also the antlers trying to connect to spirit above, and there's also a sense of transformation into a spiritual being taking place. But I don't get the sense that this is the full moon as such. The full moon is the beginning of that ending phase, but it's more that it's a reference to the moon coming very soon. So again, we've got 3 planets here and the sun and the moon talking about the eclipse. The luminous warrior that we're hunting around for is that bare energy of stepping into our true personal power, awakening from hibernation, which has been the sort of our life in winter, and turning into a spring. Now, this period in the southern hemisphere is spring, so it's got that duality going on. And the luminous warrior and the hunter that you're searching for is this notion of your inner adult child. I'm really needing to redefine that, because you're not searching for a broken child. You have to let go of the broken child and search for a new grown-up adult inner child, which is basically us, but with joy and laughter coming back through us. So not being kept as a kind, not being infantilized, not being kept in this idea that, oh, first of all, you need to go and fix that broken little child. No, find your luminous warrior. That's your adult, wise, clever, shiny, bright, luminous warrior inner child. Okay, so and then we have Taming of the Wind, 5/5, heading towards 5/5. For me is the number of the 5th dimension. This is the frequency that we're heading to. So it's the energy that I'm getting, which I said more about later, is this notion. Every day you go to sleep in a frequency of awakened heart and sacral chakra, adult inner child, you keep shifting dimensions and waking up in a better reality that's closer and closer to the 5th dimension, where you tame the wind of change. Every time you feed yourself fears, or listen to the fears of others, or tune into something where someone offers you a negative version of things to be fearful of, you are drawing yourself further and further away. You're keeping yourself trapped in the wrong dimensional frequency. You need to start shifting dimensions each night when you go to sleep waking up, and as you wake, just being so grateful for the energy of a new day, the joy of heading towards something so much brighter. And that's what I've been doing. Every day I wake up, I like today, I've just gone down on that beach and I've just, hands on my heart, thanked Spirit for the beauty that's all around me, for giving me the strength, the courage and the determination to just trust absolutely in Spirit. And I had a horrendous journey coming here, and it was just unbelievable. But you know what? I just trusted that there were lessons in that journey. And actually, I got here, everything was fine in the long term. It was incredibly stressful. But you know, that's a divine detour. So every time you see a divine detour, just let go of the trauma of them and just go, oh, I needed to witness that as a test. So if someone comes to you and fills you with fear, or tells you, oh, here's a warning about what's going on in your life at the moment, just hear it, and then when they've gone away, just go, it's nice to know, just going to shift that away, because actually I don't need that frequency. I'm going towards taming my wind for the 5th dimension. So let's have some Odin cards. First Odin of this beautiful hermit hideaway. I have to go trekking today to go and get myself a week's supply of food, because there really are no villages or anything around here. It's just a very secret bay. And I love it. We're going to get so much accomplished here. There's been no starry night yet. That's all coming. We're going to be doing some readings outside. We're going walking. We're going to follow rivers and see where their source is. I've found a river just here near the place I'm staying, and we can follow that one backwards. It's all very, very beautiful. So we've got a slightly hidden one. So prosperity. It's cornucopia. It's the energy of, as I said, if you tame your wind and move in love, then you begin to prosper. Everything around you starts to shine. But you will be tested. That's part of the journey. You accept your journey with Spirit, but then Spirit will test you, because it needs to know your determination. And you'll begin to understand that. We're going to start, I'm not sure what day of the week yet, but we're going to start a Let's Learn to Read the Tarot and understand the cards. Which will be a kind of workshop where we'll go live, I'll go live, you'll come live with me, and we'll talk about the tarot cards. We'll do the major arcana first, things like that. We've got a lot to accomplish here and a lot of expansion and growth to go through. But it's so exciting, it's so exciting. So what else do we have with Perthro or Perthro, depending on how you want to say it. I like to say Perthro. This is cosmic beingness. This is opening yourself into the frequency of luminous warrior. This is taking flight and flying with the elements, with the cosmos, reaching out, having yourself in balance, feeling the energy of everything. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, look, what else have we got? Loki. So, if you're going to tame your wind, when the wind tames, you'll become somebody new. Loki is the shape-shifting giant. Loki was adopted by Odin, and that's always seen as this wonderful thing, but actually Loki was adopted by Odin a little bit like when you marry daughters off so that families can join. It's to kind of guarantee a future and control over another group of people. So Loki was adopted so that there was a sense that Odin could have control over the race of giants. And Loki became known as the trickster because Loki didn't feel like he belonged. So Loki did what Loki wanted to do. And so he got a bit of a bad rap. I always get the sense that Loki was a bridge between different people, acting a little bit like Tyr as a communicator between different sources to bring people together. But eventually Loki realized that the scales were weighted in Odin's favor, the Aesir, over the Vanir. And I think he began to understand that the Vanir were a much kinder group. And so I think right now he's shape-shifting himself towards that energy. So that's the energy again of the luminous warrior, the giant of light that we're trying to reach ourselves. So let's have a little tarot, good tarot, because there's so much, honestly, I can't explain how much magical frequency there is all around this place. I'm stepping outside and my whole body is vibrating and shaking with it. It's absolutely beautiful. And we're here for a month, so we've got a lot to explore in a month here. The natural world is out there and it's so bright and so shiny. Seven of Earth. Love this card so much. There couldn't be a more apt card right now about connecting with the elemental creatures that are all around the world. This is a human becoming elemental. This is like he's the luminous warrior again, but communicating with the little tiny sprite. I can sense them everywhere. I haven't gone out and communicated with them yet. I've been spending a little bit of time in the building, changing the energy. Not that it was wrong, the energy, but just adapting the energy to my frequency so that everything feels energized. So the Seven of Earth is a journey into the Earth frequency, and it's all about, he has kind of feathers and butterfly feathers all around his head, and it's this frequency of tuning in through the dimensions and the ether to witness. I'm getting a sense of, a massive sense of sea pixies, oddly. I've been getting images and thoughts of the word pixie over and over again. So I'm suspecting, I felt like out there this morning, one of the rocks was like a pixie city, but they're sea pixies. They're not land pixies. They live on the land as well when the tide goes out, but they're definitely amphibious pixies. Sea sprites. And we have the messenger of water. The messenger of water is the Akashic records. There's a tiny little seahorse, and there are pearls all over. Oh, look, I'm being drawn to the fractal changing frequency of the shell running around the M for messenger. So water is going to be incredibly key to the cleansing process of our sacral currently. So, you know, you can take baths and download trauma in your stomach or your sacral. You can take showers and let the energy run through you. You can go into the lakes or the sea, but it's important to ask water to take, to change your frequency. My brain is thinking I need to try and remember to give you a link in the description box. The description box is next to the title for those of you that can't find it. It's so difficult to find. On some phones and iPads and things and tablets, it's the tiniest little sort of triangle shape. In others it says more info. So just look for a way of opening a box down, and there's lots of information in there. And I'll put in a link to a video I did about programming water, because that's what I'm hearing in my head. We've all got to go to programming water, cleaning the water. If we clean all water that we're drinking, we're making that act. If we go out when we're with water and give that same frequency and energy to the water, that's also important. The other thing I'm being told to remind everyone of is if you have some kind of profound experience in the natural world, wherever you go, share that story. And when that energy comes across your body in that, like it just did then as I thought about it, all of your molecules get excited and they rise up, and like it's going right up through my head to the top of my skull now. It's coming right through the crown. It's the energy of the earth. Find that energy and then push that energy back down into the new space that you're in, and push that energy down. Share that energy with the earth wherever you go. Go to places that you love and find that frequency of excitement, spiritual excitement within you, where all your molecules begin to open and shake, and put that energy into the ground. The more of us that do that, the more we start to heal the land and join up the earth grid around the world. So like when we all participated in the live sound healing, and anyone doing it, when you watch the video, as you do it and feel the energy of the song, your spirit team will wire that energy into the space that you're sitting in. And if you can remember the feelings and go out to your favorite place in the natural world and plant that energy in, then we're plugging more and more good, cleansing, healing frequency into the world. And the King of Earth he's telling me that. So the King of the Earth is the old mushroom man with his Triskelion hook symbol, which is the three-legged Isle of Man, Sicily logo. He's also got a little tiny mushroom growing on the top of his horns, and that's all about this. The fungus, the mushroom, represents the organisms beneath the ground that run from tree to tree, that bloom on the outsides of trees occasionally, and on the outsides of what is seen as a dead tree, there's still life within the frequencies of molecules until they're completely decomposed. And the fungus is like the internet system, and each time we plug ourselves into that energy in the ground, we can connect that, as I say, that joyous cosmic beingness, because this is coming right under this cosmic being card. We can create that energy and program it in. So what do we have underneath Taming of the Wind and Loki? Oh, seriously, so beautiful. We've got the Queen and the King of Water, where we are dealing with purifying the Akashic records now. So, I mean, I can't express I've not, you know, we've got the Messenger, the Queen, and the King of Water, the Akashic records asking us, being asked by the King of the Earth to plug this energy into the ground, but it's a purified energy of the Akashic records. The Akashic records are trying to clean up. Every time we shift a dimension in love, you're moving to a frequency where there's less stress in the Akashic records, and that's the energy we're working on to move past the trauma that was in the land. The King of Earth is here to start connecting throughout the earth. And then we have two other cards that were slightly hiding. Look, we've got three kings. Whenever I see three kings, it always makes me know that there's something deeply Zen and absolutely mystical happening, because kings are balanced masculine and feminine energy. Don't think of them as kings, think of them as Zen. We've got the Zen of air, water and earth. Let's put them that way because he came last. So if we can connect the energy of the water to the earth as a frequency, the Akashic purity to the earth, then the air will carry and connect that column of energy up to the cosmos. I mean, that's incredible magic taking place. And it's connected in with the Ten of Earth. I find this card so fascinating. This is kind of, it's like each of us transformed into an earth elemental because we're working with the earth. The Ten of Earth is usually the Ten of Pentacles, is the card of kind of fairy tale endings. These are cards very much based in fairy tale. And she has a she-wolf sitting at her feet and she's determined and focused. But the interesting thing is, it's the Ten of Earth and there are 10 Pentacles, but there's an 11th being created at the top of the card, and that's the true magic, because Earth frequency works on the master number 11. So this is like the birthing of us becoming our luminous warriors. This month is a changing month where we're being called to go into water, reprogram water, change the frequency of life around us. As I say, the video will explain about reprogramming water, but then working with the zenness of everything without the fire. You see, that's the really interesting thing. The fire came first to burn through and change our molecular structure, our DNA, and now this is the next part of the journey, working with the other elements to create some kind of new thing. I can't look at them because the power coming out of these cards to call on you all to become luminous warriors is so immensely strong. This is ancient energies, and it just, to me, it's very, very exciting, really exciting. So look, have a lovely day. I will try and catch up with the comments. I'm going to do some personal readings later, but obviously they're going to take about 5 hours to upload. So sit tight, hang on. I also need to check whether we can do live, because I don't know how good the connection will be for that. But I'm sure that Spirit will make it all happen with magic. So sit tight. I will get back to all the comments soon. I just need to go and get the house stocked up with food so that I can actually get on with the work. So have a lovely day, everybody, and wassail.